Apex Legends Season 22 Shockwave has a new map, Akimbo, an aim assist nerf, legend meta changes, shotgun buffs, ramen shops, new loot bins, Nessie floaties, revival mode, straight shot, bot royale, a new battle pass system, new stat tracker system, franchise chicken shops, more weapon balancing, and crypto can do this now. Yeah, Apex Legends Season 22 Shockwave is a huge shakeup again, and Apex Legends feels like a completely different experience all over again. This time, changes are being made especially to help the new player experience, and there are so many new gameplay changes, it's hard to know where to start. So let's try and focus on the fun new stuff before jumping into aim assist, meta changes, and a deeper delve into the new map E-District. So Akimbo weapons are here, and they feel really cool. It works on both the Mozambique and P2020. You can't mix and match though. It's either two P20s or two Mozams. When you pick up two of the same weapon, it will immediately go into Akimbo mode. The fire rate will increase, the magazine size will double, and you'll be able to auto-fire. There's no aim down sights though. Instead, pressing the ADS button will have a slightly more zoomed hipfire. So Akimbo weapons are really all about that up-close destruction. The P2020 felt like a super bursty hipfire SMG, whilst the Mozam kind of didn't really feel that different besides having a massive magazine counter. The cool thing though with Akimbo weapons is you just need to get one set of attachments and they'll work for both weapons. Okay, so before I go into the meta changes and new map and cosmetics, let's take a look at the new gameplay features coming to Apex Legends Season 22 Shockwave. First though, just a quick heads up, I'm streaming again very regularly. You can see the schedule on screen. Make sure to follow. Some BattleSense features from solos are coming to the core Battle Royale experience. When an enemy is close, they will now have a red outline, and when shooting a player, you'll see a health bar above their heads. This change has been added to help new players quickly understand what's actually going on, and it should help us process what's going on amongst all the carnage with all the abilities in Apex these days. They've also added a big change to loot bins. Now, when the second ring has closed, all open loot bins will shut again, and their loot will be re-rolled, adding more loot to the mid and late game. At this stage, a number of legendary loot bins will be added around the map, and a single mythic loot bin. This one will appear on the map, and opening it takes some time, but well, it's really worth doing. There's also a new Battle Royale takeover mode that will be in play at the start of the season. It's called Revival. In this mode, you will respawn after you die. There will be a counter and your teammates can deal damage and get kills to reduce the timer. Once it reaches 0, you'll be brought back. There's no limit to lives and you can keep respawning as long as you have at least one player alive. It's basically Warzone Rebirth, but Revival also has faster team revives as well, and just like in Rebirth, at the later stages of the game, respawns will stop. It's super fast paced and honestly could mean we can get some pretty action-packed games. Straight shot will also be in the game. This game mode makes you spawn at a certain location at the start of the game, and all looting has been streamlined. But it also features the revival mechanic I just mentioned. But don't worry, this whole feature is not in the ranked playlist. We're this far through the video and still haven't touched on meta changes or new cosmetics, but I'll get to that later because there are still new gameplay changes to talk about. We now have Bot Royale. This is you versus your teammates you always get matched up with in pubs. No, not really. It's actually you versus AI bots in the Battle Royale format. This can be played at any level, but it's designed for new players to learn the game. You don't get any experience or challenge progress or badges for playing this mode unless you're under level 10. At that point, you do make progress on your challenges and leveling, and there's also a brand new welcome pass that lets new players get to grips with the game whilst unlocking some items. The devs will also be testing some matchmaking changes this season. In some cases, matchmaking times may be slightly increased to make sure that you're actually fighting players around your skill level, and we should hopefully see less level 25s being thrown into pub lobbies with 3-stack preds. That's the hope and intention anyway. Okay, one final gameplay change to talk about before moving on to the meta changes, the battle pass, and of course the new map. This is ranked. We'll now get 2 ranked rumbles each season, and these will be at the end of each split. there'll be no re-entry, and the performance will be based on your best 10 games during the Rumble. And now in ranked, your RP value at the start of the new season will be determined by your current RP at the end of Upheaval. I'm not really sure how that plays out in practice, but it should mean you see less skill variance in those first few days of a ranked split. There's also some pretty big RP changes. It will now be easier to get to Platinum, Diamond, and even Masters. All players in 15th place or above will not lose RP, and some changes to RP kill values have been changed. So yeah, this looks like it will be another everyone gets a Masters badge season. But do you know what? The last time they did that, the cheater problem was nowhere near as bad as it is now. And I think the reason is bad players didn't feel like they needed to cheat to get the rank they wanted. So in a weird way, I'm kind of looking forward to the new ranked season, even if it does water down the value of the Masters badge, because I'm so fed up with cheaters. This obviously isn't a good fix for solving the cheater problem, and luckily they are planning on releasing a blog and more information about their anti-cheat efforts and being a bit more transparent with what they're doing to solve cheating in Apex, so that's pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, I think that's all of the big game mode changes out of the way. Before diving into the map, meta, and battle pass, let's talk about aim assist. It's getting nerfed. Its values are being reduced by 25% on PC. For console lobbies, nothing changes unless you squad up with a friend on PC. Most creators seem to say the changes aren't that noticeable so far, but the Apex creator community is filled with absolute roller demons, so let's wait till launch day for the community's take on it. Also, aim flinch is being removed for all weapons and most abilities, so that will help on the PC side of things. Okay, juicy meta time. Some big changes have been made. Firstly, friendly caustic barrels finally have a different color. Crypto has a new perk. Whoever named it deserves a raise. When in the drone, Crypto is completely invisible. I mean, this perk is ridiculous, and I love it. I feel like the devs this season just took a look at the weakest legends and went, you know what, let's give them even more power. So yeah, all controller legends can now pick up all of their traps remotely. This is huge for Rampart. There's a new controller perk as well. If you're physically in the next ring, you'll get an extra 25 shields. So you are literally one tier higher Evo than anybody else at all times you're in the ring. And well, just to make sure you understand, it doesn't give you more than red Evo. You can't have more than 125 shields. Recon Legends get a new perk as well. When aiming down sights, all enemies will have a large red outline and at longer distances, making it easier to find and focus targets. The survey beacon has changed too. There are more of them on the map, but the scan range is not map wide anymore. It's just for a radius around the beacon, but the use time is faster and the scan will keep refreshing over a 15-second period. And to balance all that, you only get 75 Evo points from it now. Rampart's got a buff. Her ultimate will now charge up in chunks, just like Vantage's, which means you can get 50 Sheila bullets very quickly off drop. And it also means if you holster your turret, it will keep regenerating more ammo over time. Vantage's perk has been updated, and Watson got a new buff, but I'm not sure what that is. We'll need to wait for the patch notes for that one. Okay, now for the weapons. The R99 is now in the care package and feels pretty beefy, and LMGs have been given a lot of love. All LMGs now have the reverse spread perk from the Devotion, which means the longer you'll fire, the tighter the hipfire spread will be. And there's a new LMG hop-up too. It gives you the Gibby arm shield with 40 HP when aiming down sights with an LMG. That was a rhyme, it wasn't intended. Shotguns got buffed, but I don't think the SMG meta has ended, because it's pretty good, but not massive. Each of the Massive and PK have one less pellet now, but the damage per pellet has increased, so it's the same max damage, but you'll do more consistently higher damage. And because of that change, the blast pattern of the Peacekeeper has been updated. Alright, shall we take a look at the battle pass next, or the map? Alright, let's do the cosmetics and battle pass real quick, and then take a real good look at the map. Firstly, the next collection event will have a Bangalore heirloom recolor. When asked, the devs also stated that new legend-specific heirlooms are still coming. The dev team just isn't sure when yet. You can see the Bangalore heirloom recolor has a few new animations that will also be available for the base Bangalore heirloom with this update. Now, here's the battle pass. Before I showcase it in detail, everything with a plus icon are rewards exclusive to the $20 premium plus version. So you're basically getting 2 legendary skins and 10 exotic shards for that extra $20 price. Everything else can be unlocked with a standard 950 Apex coins. First 10 rewards. These are a lot faster to unlock than normal rewards. You can see these are universal trackers now for any legend. kind of looks like Fuse. The music pack. Shockwave split 1. Interesting. Emote for Fuse. Okay. And then Apex coins, Apex pack. And then you get like sort of like 2 variants of the same skin, which is interesting. And then we go through, we get all this stuff. Not too many charms. Not too many rare skins anymore.
Sorry.
10 exotic shards. And so you actually get like 40 exotic shards per season now, which is pretty decent actually. I think that that's nice. If you're lucky enough to get heirloom shards, it actually almost makes sense to get a customizable heirloom now. We've got this PK skin. Quite nice. Turning to custard. Interesting. And then the battle pass continues from level 40 onwards. For more free rewards. Once again, Loba trackers, but they're for universal legends. Okay. Continue. Or emotes. A Loba emote. Continue. And then we can see this. And this. So this is like the default one. And this is like the upgraded one, I guess. Honestly, I kind of like this one more. Looks pretty cool. Although, look at that. These got like claws. Oh, wait, what? She's got claws. Look at that. That's really cool. That is a very cool skin. Actually, a nice upgrade. These are like skin variants. Oh, that's actually really cool. Okay. And then for these next rewards, it goes through here. In my lane, nice. Rampart skin. Opus coins. Rampart sticker, nice. A altar. That's a very cool emote. Okay. Altar epic skin. Honestly, that is a very cool epic skin. Look at that. Yeah, I feel like the quality of the battle pass has gone up. If they keep it that way, that's great. And then you got the final rewards here for this split one. Look at that. For an epic skin, that's actually really cool. I'm a fan of that. That looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's great to see. More crafting and metals and currency. And then you got this P20 reactive skin. First P20 reactive. You can see it in action. One thing I missed with the battle pass is the level badges. So you can see them here. The split 1 badge. 60. So you can get to level 60, but if you want to, you can keep going. And then the badge upgrades, which is pretty awesome. If you want to grind out a rare badge, that's actually pretty cool. Ah, this is the normal reward, and this is the premium plus reward. And this is the premium plus reward. So the little plus icon is the premium plus reward. So these are the bonus items. So if you spend $20 per season, you get this upgraded variant, this upgraded variant, and the exotic shards. Interesting. I'll let you decide how you feel about that one. Another very interesting change is the tracker system. So now you can choose firstly the art from any unlocked tracker set, from any legend. So let's take a look. You have all of these trackers from all of the way back to the beginning. Let's say, I don't know, we want to add Mirage, and we want to add this thing, and we want to add this thing. And then you can choose which stats you want to put on those trackers, which is pretty interesting. It allows you to have a lot more creative freedom. You can go for a specific color scheme that you may want, and then focus on which stats you want to put where, and then match it with your banner. I think this is a really nice change. Okay, finally, time for the new map, E-District. This map has the biggest play area of any map yet. The devs said it themselves. It's basically this giant urban city map with multiple layers. Like, every POI has a handful of multi-story zipline buildings. And what I like about that is, instead of there being one fragment and 1 or 2 zipline buildings that everybody drops at every match, every single location is fragment. And there are like 50 zipline movement buildings. It's absolutely massive in scale, and I honestly have no idea how to showcase it all, and no idea how it's going to play in gameplay, because Truthfully, I just didn't have enough time to look at it all, which has never been the case for any previous new map release, so let's just try and run through the different POIs and some notable areas that I really found interesting. Oh, before we get started on the locations, here's the new map toy for E-District. It's like a mini gravity cannon. So, there are 17 named locations in E-District, but plenty of larger unnamed areas connecting everything together. My favorite visually has to be Blossom Drive, which is filled with color, and what you'll notice with this location, which is true amongst the rest of the locations actually, is that there are very few reused assets like in previous maps. It feels so brand new. I didn't really get a proper look at Boardwalk, but it looked pretty cool at a distance. Much the same with Resort, unfortunately, and then we have the Lotus, which kind of felt like a bonsai plaza but with even more buildings, and Nessie floaties. Electro Dam offered some cool ways to get to the center of the map thanks to a big slope and a gravity cannon. Galleria was this really awesome shopping mall with multiple floors going underground. Heights felt like another multi-layered zipline wonderland with all sorts of interesting fight opportunities. Energy Bank felt like the largest open space in the map and offered some unique angles for fighting. I didn't get a proper look at Stadium, but its layout kind of reminded me of the old Slum Lake from Kings Canyon. Much the same can be said with Draft Point. And then we have Humbert Labs, which is this massive location with upper levels, rotating areas, and underground tunnels. Old Town was right next to it, but I didn't have a massive chance to look through it. And then Shipyard Arcade is this massive arcade area. Unfortunately, you cannot play on any of the claw machines. Street Market seemed like a very popular location for fighting, and Neon Square was quite a pleasure for the eyes too. This overview doesn't really do the map justice, but truth be told, I just didn't quite have enough time to look around it. Even so, I will be posting more gameplay footage of the map over the coming days on this channel and talking about it on my live stream. So subscribe to this channel and check out my Twitch in the description if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts on Season 22 and everything Apex Legends. Cheerio!